Basically, it used to be called the Community of Battle. There's not a whole lot I can find about it online or anything else. Best I can find is before, during, and after Emancipation, Civil War-ish area. A bunch of African American people that lived in the area or were from the area got together and bought a big chunk of property and made it their own little community. And I'm assuming Battle is probably somebody's last name, but like I said, there's not a whole lot of history I can find about it. Maybe somebody online can find more than I can about it. But and this was their cemetery, so
Yeah,
let's see what we can go find.
the old Battle Community Cemetery somewhere back here in these woods. Daniel has seen it before, I have not. And I've seen before on different explorations, like the Terry Church on the Mountain, where freed slaves would essentially start their own communities after emancipation. So as Daniel was saying, I think that is what we have found out about this seems to indicate that that's what this is, a community started by freed slaves. And again, deep in the woods with no real sign of the community left, although there is still a Battle community, right?
I don't even think it shows up on a map anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I could be wrong. But like I said, I don't know exactly where it was here. Like, I don't know if it was past the cemetery. Maybe there was a town past here, or off that way somewhere. I don't. That's best I can find was just this.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do some more digging for sure. So.
Gotcha. Let's see if we can't find cemetery. Or I guess I should say, lead the way, Daniel.
Yeah. Best I can tell, they kind of start from about here and go that way.
I see. I have no doubt about that. That's definitely a grave over
And
there.
that's not saying there isn't maybe more here.
Right.
Because this hasn't been logged. So this is obviously marked off for a reason. You can see the logging line starts about 40 yards that way.
That's right.
It kind of curves around. So there's something was here or is here, but it's not as obvious as the other stuff.
That's right.
But
yes.
Yeah, just here, you can see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, just right here.
Yeah, I see. And there's there and there, as he was pointing out. I mean, they are just, if you just look down there, you can just pretty much just see a row of indentions. And then behind it is another row.
And then another row.
Oh, there's even more through there?
Yeah, but there's at least one, if not two more rows before you get to the road that cuts
wow.
through.
And then back here, there's a row, or there's an indention, another row. This one was marked with brick. And then another grave here, more brick scattered through there. And it goes, let's see, there's a good sized indention.
Yep.
There's one. There's an indention right there. It's harder to see.
Yeah, there's a pipe in the ground which looks maybe been a fence at one point.
And I see it all throughout here. There's a row there. As Daniel was saying, the rows continue. There's a grave, and there's a grave. There's a grave, there's a grave, there's a grave. It might have been used to actually mark a grave.
Yeah, that's possible. Like I was saying, they're all the way up to where the road cuts through.
Yeah.
So it could be even possible there's more on the other side of the road, but that's not marked as the cemetery.
Right. Look at this one. This one's pretty much in the road.
That one right there. Yep.
Right here. I mean, that one is, the road is right here. And that grave is right there. It actually looks like some of it may have been in the road.
And if you look, they're just lined up behind it.
Yeah. And it hasn't stopped yet. I see marked graves over here, but we've got indentions. You can see where we started down, well, just about where the truck is. And then all the way down here. Let's walk it to the end.
Yeah.
There's an indention. That's the last one that I see. And then these are woods that have been logged. So I wonder if there was a church or something out here at one time, is why they chose this spot to...
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. There had to be some kind of something centrally located to make them put a cemetery right there.
Right.
Because in everything we've ever done, there's never been a random cemetery unless there was a community or a house or a church.
That's right.
Somewhere.
Look at this.
That's a pretty large tree.
It's a creepy looking tree, ain't it?
It's very creepy and very dead. Covered in moss. Which actually is kind of unusual for around here.
Yeah. These are kind of creepy woods too, dang.
Yeah. Yeah. I was there by myself
Yeah.
a month or so ago and only went as far as I could go over here. I didn't go anywhere else.
Right.
Because like you're saying, it's kind of spooky.
It is.
Even in the middle of the day, it's kind of spooky.
It really is. And I don't get, obviously, as you know, and both of us have been in lots of different places, I don't get spooked easily,
Yeah.
in an area, but this one is.
Well, like old houses and stuff like that don't bother me, and walking through cemeteries don't bother me, but stuff like this, it just has a little bit of a feel to it.
It does. All right, so here we've got very evident graves. Here, there's one right there that's an indention, but we've got a marked one right here, and then lots of indentions. I cannot stress enough how many graves there are out here. I mean, if we were to be able to see them all, I think we'd be really surprised by the number.
I guessed 40 and I was way off.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. All right, so here's one that is marked in some kind of way. Put some light on it so I can see it. So is it Andy Elphone? Is that what there's a space right there. Andy Elphone. That's what I'm getting out of that. Here's our next marked grave. And again, I just want to stress how many there are that we're not able to really identify or acknowledge just around here. I mean, there's indention, there's indention.
Hey, there's a slab right here.
Really?
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Concrete slab. Like,
I see the
right
shape
here.
of it now. Look at this one, then we'll uncover that one. Yep, here's, oh wow, this is a lot newer than I thought. Okay, no it's not. I thought that was 1984. I was about to be shocked. But Solomon Battle.
oh look, there's the name.
Yep, exactly.
Huh.
Solomon Battle, 1902 to 1934. So his family, probably some of the pioneers of this community. And a slab. I was looking to see if there was anything on it, but
I doubt it.
yeah, I don't think so.
I'd imagine if they had a headstone, they probably wouldn't have anything on the slab.
Yeah. And there's this slab right here. See if we can't clean it off real quick. All right, so this is the other slab that Daniel found. And it actually has something hand engraved in the concrete here. Keeps going too. Let's see, so Anne. Looks like Anne. And I think there's something right there. And then
Maybe Anna L or something.
yeah. Piers. P. That's,
Perts or Piers.
I wonder if it's Peters. Petrs.
Yeah, maybe so.
Died March 10th, 1934. So around the same time as Solomon Battle over here. Alright, so again we are surrounded by graves through here. There's indentions on both sides. I mean, just rows. You know, I haven't even begun to count, but yeah, it's well over 100.
Yeah. This was a big community.
Yeah, absolutely. There's another marked grave right there. See a headstone. And it just keeps going too. And there's another one way over there. And another one. Wow. It definitely just keeps going. This, I mean, I'm just guessing, but this must be an older part. We've got all of the indentions, no headstones, a couple graves from the 30s.
A piece of concrete anyway, maybe not a field stone.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Squirrel's been eating on this one. Mr. A.B. Dillard, Mr. A.B. Dillard Sr., at rest, gone but not forgotten. And you see how it was, this is a stamped concrete. We kind of crudely stamped, letters are crooked. Mr. A.B. Dillard Sr., gone but not forgotten.
There's no date. I wonder if there's anything on the slab.
Yeah.
1930.
One.
May.
Oh wow, there's, here, hold the,
Yeah.
this is at rest again, I think. Oh, Mr. Abe.
Abe.
Mr. Abe Dillard. Abe Dillard, Sr. Oh, nice to meet you, Mr. Abe. May 16th, 1931.
At rest.
At rest.
Abe Dillard. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. That's amazing, really.
There's no E up here on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was AB, Mr. Abe Dillard.
Huh.
All right. Now, next one that I see, I mean, again, I know I keep saying it, but I just want to stress the importance of how many graves we are surrounded by through here. I mean, it's just indentions, and the indentions are actually getting a little bit harder to see, which could mean that they were buried a little bit better. Maybe they had maybe brick vaults, something like that. But I still can see the outlines of the graves all through here, and they're in rows, you know, with these two at the end. And if you follow it back, there's just a long row of graves. Someone had built a false crypt here, and this is definitely newer than what we've seen thus far. Professor C.L. Jenkins, born in 1867 and died in 1944. At the bottom it says husband. Professor C.L. Jenkins. And then this brick, or well, brick and concrete tomb right here. So maybe this is his wife. There does not appear to be any markings on it.
I would say this is older than that one, but
Yeah, well, the brick is modern era brick, but it's hard to say. And then, yeah, I was gonna say I saw another little headstone right through here.
there's a slab right here too.
Oh yeah,
There's a tree growing on top of it.
there is a grave here, but there's no marking on this small headstone.
Looks like you're kneeling on a slab.
Yeah, kneeling on a slab.
There's something on there.
Yep, there he is. Cheney Battle. Died October 16th, 1934. So we know this community was established after emancipation in it, 30s, 40s maybe. That's about when they stopped being here and living here maybe.
Yeah.
There's a big old pine tree through there. This has a blueberry tree growing at the head of it, which is actually, I've seen that in quite a few old cemeteries. Oh, that's got the same style of marker. Lura, L-U-R-A. Ferson, F-E-R-S-A-N maybe. I wonder if it's like Fearsome, something like that. This is earlier.
Yep.
March 15th, 1923. I want to walk towards this.
There's the opening.
Yeah, towards this big old tree.
Yeah.
Is that another? There's that one we've already seen. Nope.
That's a different one.
Is it? Oh, there's more.
Yeah.
There's more.
Yeah.
The indentions. Lots of indentions right here. Again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
It's like right here,
Yeah.
and then there's some right here.
Yep. There's each one is a row. So
It's amazing.
I mean, there's
ones in front of that too.
yeah. There's even more. So probably, I'm gonna say that this is one of the ones that says there's upwards of like 300 graves out here.
Probably.
And when we see all of the rows and indentions and the unmarked graves of people who we cannot identify, we don't know their names. See, we've got indention. What Daniel's walking up is just a line of indentions.
There's
Here.
3 more rows. In that.
3 more rows, wow.
And what I'm wondering is if this was a slave cemetery before they got emancipated,
This is very possible.
and then they bought the property to keep that legacy with the family or with the community.
That's right. We've seen that several times too.
Yeah,
And that would make sense too. They continue burying with their
family. With
that's
their
right.
people. Yeah, because there's so many of them.
There are. This is Mrs. M. Dillard. She's buried in an old plot here.
That's the second time we've seen Dillard in here.
Yeah. And then there's someone buried beside her over there. There's an indention.
It looks like there's more of that there too.
Yeah,
I
there's
think it
more
kinda
indentions.
stops right over there though. There's another headstone right there.
Yeah, sure enough. And there's one. Let's go this way first.
Okay.
There's 2 back here. Oh, never mind. There's like 3 back here. And again, guys, I know that I'm not able to identify these people or acknowledge these people, but I think it's important that we acknowledge the graves that are here. That's why I keep reminding y'all that we're walking through these graves right now, and we're only able to get a few names out of very, very many people. Della Pitts, age 70 years.
Come on.
And then you roll it up,
Technical difficulties, please stand by.
right? Della Pitts, age 70 years, the mother of Mrs. Ratliff. Yeah.
I've never seen that.
That's cool for genealogical
Yeah.
purposes, though. This is Mrs. Susan Peterson. Didn't we think there was Peterson a minute ago, just written out kind of odd?
Yeah, they ran
Yeah.
out of room. Yeah.
Mrs. Susan Peterson died this is wow new. Died Nober, died Nober 27th 1951. November maybe.
Aries.
Died Nober 27th 1951 at rest. Look,
Oh.
ATRES, and then the
The
T
T.
at an angle. Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
1951 though. That blows away what I said earlier about, you know, ending in the
Yeah, that's not
30s,
very
40s.
old.
Oh, a military grave from 53. Wow, look at that.
World War I.
Austin Peterson, Alabama, Private First Class, Company C, 366 Infantry, World War I. He was born November 2nd, 1887. He died December 16th, 1955. Austin Peterson. And look at that headstone. Nothing on the slab. This one had a funeral home marker. This would have had a glass plate right here, and looks like it's actually got something stamped in it. I was gonna say it had a piece of paper in it. But and it actually does have something stamped in it, but I can't read it. May have just had a glass plate, and because I can't tell what those numbers are. And a piece of paper that's gone.
They usually stamp like a piece of foil paper, don't they?
Yeah, that
And
I've seen that too.
It transfers over.
So onward this way. We've still got to go back and look at that other one that you saw, but there are more graves here. Slabs. It's a slab. There's a slab. Are you gonna?
3 or 4 more indentions running them that way too.
Yeah. Hold that and I'll
Yeah.
see if I can't.
See if we get snake bit because we forgot our brush.
Yeah.
I can hear the comments now.
I know.
No.
Another monument here. Nothing on it. Smooth stone. Pea gravel concrete. So even though they're marked, they're still unidentified. I think we've actually kind of reached the end of the cemetery. Walk over this way just a little bit and look and see. Because I do not see any more indentions, and it really starts going into a hillside. There are so many graves out here. There's another one right there that's marked with Well, that may have been an old funeral home marker. There's an indention here, and that's off to the side. And look, right here, we've got one that's got this in the center of it, which is actually put into the concrete. You see the concrete was poured around this right here. This was a vessel. This was a water vessel. You can actually see this is the glass from it, and this would have been the form of it right here. And it was concreted in. You see the bottom of the glass is still in the concrete, and then they filled the vessel with concrete. And of course, water got in there, it froze and busted the glass. This one is marked 1953. That is actually really neat. I've never seen that before. Rebecca Brown here. I found more over here. Look at this one though. This one had a water vessel that was actually concreted into the slab. See right there? Look at that.
Oh yeah.
And the glass broke.
I found an infant marked on the far end over there, and I was able to read the back side of the funeral home stamp.
Yeah.
Because the front side's washed out, the back side was still preserved.
Oh wow.
So it was 1923 to 1925.
Wow. Mr. John M. James at rest. Mr. John M. James. Lots of graves throughout here. There are a lot more of these. These are intentionally planted. Well, this is different. Those are blueberries over there for sure. These may be as well, some kind. But there's lots of blueberries growing over there. In the old Whitehead Slave Cemetery, where Samantha Street is buried, there are a lot of blueberry bushes growing out in that cemetery that were, of course, intentionally planted. Here's another grave right here. It's concrete that's kind of collapsed in. So let's go back. There was one that we skipped. I think it was back that way. I have to get, and we'll take a look at that infant that Daniel found. But lots of indentions again throughout here.
Pile of wood I thought was maybe a marker.
Yeah. So we've got until at least the 50s, which is, you know, not that long ago, for this to be as seemingly forgotten as it is. And there are signs for it, of course. But still, it's amazing how many graves are out here and how many forgotten people there are out here that, you know, if there were people that were buried here in the 50s, and surely there are still people who, you know, remember these people, and they might know more and more names of the people who are buried here. Of course, we just don't have, you know, that kind of knowledge ourselves.
And what's sad is there at one time there was probably a legend that had everybody's name,
yeah,
and location, and, you know, fires and
right,
vandalism, whatever, throughout the years. It's probably disappeared. So I don't think anything of this would be at the courthouse. So.
No, yeah. Yeah, that's a misconception a lot, that courthouses maintain records of every burial. They may have a listing of cemeteries, but at least down here, it's not often that they have a record of all the burials. So we're back with Miss Della Pitts. I think, is it that way that we need to go?
Like 2 or 3 more over there that have the headstones. Is that a different funeral home marker, or is that something we looked at?
That is a different funeral home marker.
Right there too.
Sure enough. You make out anything?
I think it says Patrick. Let me see that light.
Yeah, here you go.
August to February but I can't really see the date, the years. In 1915 to 1920 something was best I can see.
Gotcha.
Patrick and Patricia.
Yeah. Then a slab here. We'll come back to the slab. I want to look at these other marked graves first. There's a fallen headstone. We'll come back to that one. Lots of indentions back there again. Right, I'm gonna step over the old fence here so we can see Mr. Can I see the light real quick? I think that's Ed or D.D. Dillard. Let's see. What is that? Mr. or is it R.D.? It's double stamped, I think.
I think it's supposed to be an E.
Okay. Mr. Ed Dillard died November 9th, 1953. Then over here, this one is really, well, I guess it's not as bad as I thought it was. Mrs. I'm having a hard time with that first. Mittie? M-I-T-T-I-T-E.
Mitzi.
Mitzi.
Maybe.
Or, yeah. M-A-T-T-I-T-E. It looks like Maddie, but it's got an extra T in it. Donner. Died August 1950, but the rain has really taken its toll on this concrete. There's indentions, blueberry bushes. Plants are important in a cemetery because they were used to mark graves sometimes, or for decoration of the cemetery, but they're very important. And when cleaning up a cemetery, you also have to understand that not all overgrowth is, or not all growth needs to be removed.
There's
because
infant marker I found.
The infant marker, yeah.
I don't know if I think it was tossed over there, honestly, because it was kind of laying down.
Gotcha.
But there's definitely a couple of indentions right here. So.
Yeah, see, there's that one. And then there's the infant marker that Daniel read. He said it was just tossed over here. He stood it up, so.
Yeah. You can see it was laying down.
Yeah.
But you can see on the back side, 1925 to 1927.
Right.
That's all I can make off of that one. But it's very possible they use these more than once.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, that could be too. So somewhere there's probably an infant buried out here.
Yeah.
There is a grave right there with what was probably used as a marker.
Piece of the stove, it looks like.
Yeah, an enamel piece of a stove at the headstone right here.
Yeah. Or maybe to keep it from washing out.
Yeah. There's almost like a railroad tie down there. Probably part of an old fence. Then we got to work our way back up and look at those ones that we walked by. So Dillard, Peterson, Battle, some of the names that we've seen in here. And maybe Fearson.
Let's see if we can get the thing off that headstone that fell over.
Yeah. So nothing on that slab. But we'll take a look at this headstone that's fallen over, see if we can't make out anything on it. At the top it says Our Father, I believe. Here, I'll let you
Yep.
run that. All right, our father, Mr. J.H. Then that's a J.
James.
Yeah, James, probably. It says born. No, it says gone but not forgotten. Gone but not forgotten.
I bet the dates are on that concrete slab right there that we can't get to.
Yeah. That slab is really fallen in,
Yeah.
and it has a tree growing through the heart of it. And again, surrounded by indentions. The big question is, do you remember where we parked?
Find the big dead tree and let's walk towards it.
I see.
The creepy. I see a bunch of big dead. Never mind.
Yes,
All right, we're lost.
exactly. I see a bunch of big dead trees.
All right, well, we're going to join y'all then.
Right. Look at this big dead tree right over your head, too. Tall pine right there.
That's like you should have a couple buzzards sitting in it.
Yeah, it does. All right, well, we will begin to walk and see what else we see. But again, we're surrounded by graves. I mean, there are so many throughout here. It's hard for me to get across, you know, just how it feels walking through and being surrounded by so many graves. You know, just it's always amazing, powerful kind of experience to see all of this.
And to me, this hits different than a regular, well-kept, manicured cemetery.
Absolutely.
Because you'll see headstones in a memorial garden, cemetery, whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, there's some people out there. But this is like, you can't even comprehend how many are out here.
Right.
It's just and like I said, there's probably 200 or 300 people out here.
Absolutely. And this feels like forgotten history. Haven't been able to find much about the Battle community.
Yeah.
And, you know, kind of a forgotten people during that time of after emancipation to obviously up to the 50s here.
I mean, yeah, you're talking 75 years ago,
Yeah,
which isn't, in the grand scheme of things, not long ago at all.
right, exactly.
I'm sure there's got to be some people around here that remember this.
Absolutely.
That's another thing that always gets me about these cemeteries, like this one and the one we found on that endless dirt road, is it's in the middle of nowhere.
That's right.
I mean, what was the reasoning for that?
Well, I think also, you know, a lot of people always ask, you know, was that just trees when they buried people here? And I don't think it was. You know, there were probably houses nearby.
Yeah. Farming and
exactly.
flat land and yeah.
Because, you know, if we look around, none of the trees that are around us are really that old. You know, all of this is, you know, not even second growth.
Yeah, even the big pine trees. You're talking a pine tree that big around 40 to 60 years old probably.
Yeah.
Depending on rain and all that. So I mean, 75 years ago, this probably was clean, flat, and somewhat well taken care of.
Exactly.
There's one right here.
Oh yeah, sure enough. Died June 26th, 1938, at rest. Miss Phyllis Jackson.
There's more through there too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, just in this one spot with as many rows as there are, we're probably surrounded by probably 100 people right here.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah. Because
once...
they're 5 foot apart maybe, and they're what 70 yards
Yeah,
by, I don't know, 10, 12 rows.
right?
It's crazy.
It is.
But it's sad that we don't know who they are.
Absolutely. It is. It is. And that's why I kept saying, you know, that we kept pointing out the fact that we're walking amongst all of these burials here because we're able to acknowledge some of the people, you know about some of the people that are here, but that's a very small percentage compared to all of the lives that were lived in this community that was right around here. So very fascinating place, and interesting history here. The old battle community. It was evidently started by freed slaves and continued up until, you know, the cemetery. This part of the community continued up until the 50s, and just very fascinating. I'm sure that there's still descendants around here, and it's just it's a real neat piece of kind of untold American history right here.
Yeah.